In today's video, we are going to cover how to get more damage in Idleon. You always need more damage so that you can push through worlds and portals faster, more efficiently, push your account further than ever. But first, you need damage. We are going to cover how to get damage in each world 1 through 7 as far as I have gotten personally. I'm in the top 25%, almost in that 10% range. So there's not going to be a whole lot that are further than me. So this is as far as I have gotten. So here we go. First of all, your character. So all our base stats do a good majority of our damage. So right here, my Divine Knight, his strength is doing a decent little chunk of that. So as you can see, if we lose this base 200 strength, we lost a whole lot of strength, which in return dropped our damage by a good little percentage. Right, and then our weapon obviously has the damage bonus plus the strength and the weapon power. So your weapon does a good bit as well. We literally just dropped, what, 8 million damage? So your weapon is very, very important. The rings also cover a good bit of damage. These are the best in slot. You get these from the dungeon. You can buy them with dungeon credits. And the scarf helps out a good bit too. So do your tools. Your tools give you a good bit of that base stat, right? So the more I drop off, the more our damage drops off. Now our foods are a big source also. So the golden notches increase that strength stat for our Divine Knight. And our golden kebabs give us, currently, I could always get more, obviously. This is a good way to always get more damage. Golden kebabs just dropped 4 million crystal damage. Our midnight cookies give us 1,250 weapon power. You can see that is a good bit as well. So this is a good bit of our damage as well, a good percentage. Same with the cold secret bullets. This actually gives us more. You can see that dropped half of our damage as well. Okay, and now for our statues, we have the power statue, which is giving us that 306,000 base damage. Fantastic. We have the feisty statue, which boosts the gold food, or not the gold food effect, but the cold secret bullets and the midnight cookies, it will boost that effect. That is why the cold secret bullets do so much for us. It was like half of our damage right there. We have the Kachow statue, which does crit damage. This gives you a whole lot of extra damage on top of your base damage and damage percents. We also have the battle axe statue. This gives me almost 4,400 damage percent. Really, really good. And then we have the dragon statue, which boosts all the other statues. So this gives them a percent buff, which is why they do so much more. Very, very good for your account. Now if we go to the basketball minigame, I did not mean to attack that. When you score points in basketball, you can put them into these 4 things. This is a good bit of damage. Now if we go to the dart minigame, you can see once again a whole lot of extra damage against monsters. Obviously this doesn't help against bosses, but this is great for pushing portals. Now while we're in World 1, we'll go ahead and talk about our cards. There's a good bit of extra damage multiplier cards that you can use. You can always use Idleon Toolbox for your optimal setup for what cards you have, but I'll cover what I use. I have not used Idleon Toolbox for what I just said, but This 12% total damage from the Doodlefish is amazing. The multi. We have the Sprout Spirit, gives us an extra 30% total damage, one I like to use. We have another damage multi from Chaotic Emperor, very, very good. And then the Blitz Troll gives us another 35% total damage. Once again, the total damage is not as good as the multi. Like I said, I'm not going to cover all the cards, just some of the base ones to get you that extra damage. So Kilroy gives you extra damage. You actually have to check this in World 4. I know we're supposed to be in World 2. But you can see Kilroy Prime, right? And the more kills you get, the more that multiplier goes up. You can see I'm missing some important ones. I have been very bad about doing this. Always do your Kilroy. The ballot, right, as far as we're talking about pushing portals, kill per kill week right now, right? So I get a 1.45 kill per kill, which is pretty good. There is a damage one, but we really shouldn't be pushing that at all. There's other things we need to be clicking and voting for instead of damage. There are oval damage boosts we can use. As we know, we usually use the drop rate setup, right? But we do have like the base stats, we do have the weapon power and base damage, which all can work for some extra damage if you need. Once again, it's not optimal to use these, but if you're just trying to focus on pushing portals, they are optimal. The post office, right? Our upgrades, we have extra base damage, crit chance, fighting AFK gains for the fight box. And if we go to our second tab, we have the damage box, which gives us weapon power, attack speed, and total damage, which is very, very good. We have the myriad box. You'll never fill this up. Some people have. You can see I have a lot of boxes unused. I have been slacking on my account. Do not slack if you want to push. It does not help. But the myriad box will give you some extra base stats. Now is probably a good time to go over our talents a little bit. I'm not going to deep dive at all, but for the basis, you are going to want. So once again, for Divine Knight, you're going to want your strength stat as high as possible. So go ahead and click that. We'll get some extra base strength. You can see that went up a little bit too. We have the sharpened axe for weapon power, and then we have the gilded sword for damage percent. We have strength in numbers. Strength's effect on both damage and HP is increased by 314%. Pretty good. The equipment gives us more strength as well. And carry a big stick gives us a good 433% damage dealt. Base strength, absolute unit. Golden food effect, very, very good. You always want to increase your HP as much as possible. I wouldn't use a golden food slot for the, the golden jar to increase your health. There's better ways to increase your strength, but if you don't have another option, they do work. And then typically on these third pages, this slot right here on all characters will increase your damage based off of their skill. So this is based off of the refinery rank. So you can see I get a good 3,000% right here, almost 3,300. Hobos give more strength, very, very good. Strength some more, 443 max level talent for Fist of Rage, which is the one we were pushing right here on the first page. Warrior's Rule raises meat shank, that was this. So increase these two as much as possible to get those first pages higher. And then on the Divine Knight tab, we have Gamer Strength, so extra weapon power. We get 239 extra weapon power for this. Extra strength and max talent level for Fist of Rage once again. Very, very good. Then we have Symbols of Beyond for extra levels for talents. I get 15 for every I get 15 for every 20 levels. Complete your quests. I still have a lot of quests I gotta do. I gotta get caught up. But for each one, you'll get 1% damage. So I get 300% extra damage. We have Will of the Eldest, 1% all stat for every 10 levels of your highest leveled character. Caps at 50. Gives some extra stats. And then beginner best class. 1 base damage for every 10 levels of your best beginner. Caps at 50. So we get 50 weapon power from that. Your boost foods, Frothy Malt. Boost foods like potions give 32% higher bonuses than normal, so you want this capped out. I could probably get another book for this and get it to 100. I just have not done that yet. And we have Dungeonic damage. Gives us an extra percent per power of 10 dungeon credits you've earned. Always do your dungeons. We have Filthy damage, so you get percent damage for every power of 10 garbage you have. That you get garbage from your islands. I'll show y'all real quick because I need to collect mine anyway. So for every power of 10, we get an extra percent. We have these two right here, stat overload, an extra 300 total strength, agility, wisdom, and luck. A little bit extra, little boost to our base stats. And dummy thick stats, all stats per power of 10. Best DPS ever on the target dummy. That is once again on the islands. That's on the Shimmer Island to be exact. Alright, we will talk about the pinball game just real quick. So in the shop, you can get some extra damage. We have the base strength one right here. So I get an extra 200. And then if I give it the balls, it'll give me the crystal ball. It'll give, what, 400 strength? I think it doubles what you max out at. Very, very good. There are some other damage bonuses in here. Always keep an eye out for them. Extra damage is always awesome. And we don't need to talk about alchemy because y'all don't do y'all's alchemy. No, I'm just kidding. We'll click on a couple of bubbles just to show. Typically, we'll just click on one. The placement is the same for all. So once again, the Roid Raging, right? The extra strength. It's in the same spot for Swift Stepping, which gives extra agility for archers. So there's Roid Raging. We have the base damage, very, very good. The more we increase this, the more oh, I shouldn't have spent that. We get extra base damage. You can see it goes up pretty good. Gives us good base damage. We have crit damage right here. I probably should boost this a little bit. Get all my bubbles to 99%. We're getting close-ish. It's not even going up. I'll get it to the 1500 range. But extra crit damage, that increases your top damage from crits. We have Britley Spears, so 38% total damage, multiplies with the other damage multipliers in the same, on that same slide like I was talking about. Right, so Bojack is in the same spot as Britley Spears. We have the talent points. This gives you extra talents. We already went over the talent page. Increase this to get extra points for your talents. We also have the Warrior's Rule back down on the first tab. This increases your bonus to your warrior base classes for all the orange bubbles. Not all of them, some of them. Multi-orange gives an extra 2.36% higher bonus for the first, third, fifth, and 8th and 15th bubble. Spear power, 35% weapon power for your weapon. Gives a little bit more weapon power. We have extra base strength per 100 items shown in slab. Very, very good. It doesn't go up high, but you're getting that 0.1 per 100 items. So very, very good. The effect strength, Farquad Force. The effect strength has on damage increased by 28%. And then damage of the sun, an extra 850 total damage. This says this is additive, but this is pretty good because it is a good bit of percent damage. So once again, the other bubbles, all these slides, the damage slots are the same. So if you keep count, you will be able to see exactly where the damage ones here, like quick slap, it's very, very good. Bojack, and so on and so forth, right? We also have the pets. I'm not going to deep dive into this very much. I know that the frog, froggy gives some percent damage, I believe. I can read. Yeah, so frog gives 10% total damage. So some of the pets give damage. They're RNG based. Whatever you get, you know, is good. But some of them do give damage, so it's something to look out for. So your shrines will do a good bit. I do not know where my shrines are, so we will just place this. Right, so when you place your shrines, depending on what stage of the game you're at, you're gonna have to look up where to place your shrines. We can do a shrine tutorial if y'all want. But you place your shrine, and now in here I'll get some extra damage. It looks like mine went up, which is funny because it should have. My shrine should be boosting me from everywhere. The refinery boosts the Divine Knight specifically. So just make sure you are ranking up your salts, your refinery, because that feeds into this. Something else to cover real quick, we do have the super talents that will boost these, right? So that just gave me an extra percent for supering it. I don't know, depending on what you're doing, don't super these, but if you're pushing portals, super them. It gives you some extra damage, some extra attack speed, whatever you want to boost, use that to your advantage. You also have the exalted stamps, like I said, but don't exalt those unless you got extras. In alchemy, you do have the prism bubbles, which give a 2.24 times boost to your bubble. So the miniature soul apparatus totalizer, I am horrible at doing my waves and worship, but this does give extra damage, and it goes up the more levels you have, so always do your worshiping. We also have some atoms that will help. I believe that there's one specifically that just does damage. Fluoride, multiple, nope, that is cookie speed. I looked at the wrong one. Neon, damage and cheaper. Increase your total damage by 50%, also reduces the cost of all atoms. Gives you a nice little percent boost. Your hat rack will also give you some weapon power and some damage. I believe, I'm not seeing it, damage multi. So collect your hats, give them to this guy, I forget his name. Then that's ask Arnold, Harold, I almost said Arnold. Give them to Harold, boost your hat rack because it increases your hat rack multi, which gives you extra damage and extra stats. So in the Equinox, we have a couple things that will help with damage. Matching skims, 10% damage. This is its own multiplier, so it's extra powerful. But you don't really want to do that. You would rather do extra talents from Equinox symbols. That's what I've been sinking mine into. So this gives me extra levels into my talents. That is enough from Equinox. Let's go to World 4. Go to Breeding first. Always claim your spices for the day. But if we go to, I forget what I'm doing. I have not had to do this in a long time. We enter arena, I believe, and then we see bonuses. You can see at round, once you pass round 8, you get that 1.2 times total damage. And then you'll also get an extra 1.4 total damage at level 200, at wave 200. So push your breeding as far as possible, do your pet battles. Very, very worth it. So we also have lab. So whatever you are connected to in here gives you an extra bonus. We have the animal farm, 1.8 total damage for every different species you have bred within the mob breeding. Gives an extra 122.4. I've gotten all my mobs. So I have all my mobs, so it is capped out at that 122.4%. We also have purple, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. The animal farm mainframe bonus gives an additional 0.8% per species. If it's not active, then this does nothing, so you want to have that active in order to have the gem active to give it an extra bonus. So that is almost half of our damage that we're getting from that, from the gem. We didn't talk about sigils, but in World 4 you unlock sigils. We'll take a peek at that before we keep going with lab. So if you just click through, you'll see extra strength, extra agi, extra wisdom. So base stats, we have an extra 10,000%. You get an extra 10,000% base damage from plunging sword, and then you get an extra 25 weapon power from duster studs. Go back into the lab console. Spelunker Obel right here gives an extra 1.5 times effect from active jewels, so that increases the one that boosted the animal farm, the purple one right here. All stamps except for mistabs give double, so this doubles your stamps, which is very, very good. Your shrines, this allows you to place them differently, so that's always worth looking at. Your vials and alchemy give double the bonus. Talk about vials too. I forget if we went over vials or not. I think we were clicking through and then got distracted. So the pearl seltzer gives 13.3 all stat at the stage that I have. I have it only at level 5. I could definitely get more of these. I just have not done that. I've been pushing other things, but this gives you extra all stats. We have the Krakenade, gives you extra weapon power, 69.2. So that weapon power is very boosted. We always need extra weapon power. We have the Chapter Chug, which gives us total damage multiplier, so this is very good. I actually can do this once, we'll do it for fun. So we're at 24.7 mil. So if I upgrade this, 24.7 mil, it just went to 53% total damage. That didn't do a whole lot, but it's always worth. It's always worth pushing all your vials as far as you can push them. Any extra damage helps you. This is an incremental game, so the small boosts are exactly what we're aiming for. Then we have our meals. So these ribbons over here boost your meals a good bit. I actually can level this up. Turkey of Thank, 3,332 total damage. Do not sleep on your meals. These are very, very good. Very, very good. We have Octoplop gives us about 3,000 total damage as well, with ribbon on it. And do not do your ribbons like I have done mine. This is not the proper way to do your ribbons. I have borked my account in a way. It's not that bad, but it is not great. We have the Onion for 4,227 damage. We have the Yumi Peach Ring. This is actually one of the ones you want to put your highest ribbon on. You can see we get 5,351 extra gold food bonus. So this is really what is pushing my gold food. And when we, as you saw, when we took off our gold food, we would cut our damage in half. So very, very good. This is what boosts that specifically. The Plump Cakes, right below it, does 16,000 extra total damage. Very, very good. And that is it for the meals, but save your ribbons. Do not do what I have done here. We also have the Tome. We can see we get extra strength, agi, and wisdom. Let's go to World 5 here. We have some artifacts that will boost our damage. We have the Rubble Cube, Rubble Cubble. It was Rubble Cube. Rubble Cubble, 1% total damage for every 10 items found after 500 as shown in the slab. So this gives me 1,580 extra damage. The Fun Hippo, Hippoet, 6% total damage per power of 10 construction build rate. So this is more so for the Divine Knight because he cares about build rate, but this will push you a good way, an extra 466% damage. Fury Relic gives extra max talent book level at the library. You always want your max book for your talents. The higher your talent page can go, the higher damage you can get out of your talent page. We also have the crystal stake, 2% total damage per 100 main stat. So the higher your main stat goes, the more damage you get. So I get a good 883, basically 84,000 damage from crystal stake. Upper mask gives it an extra 1% total damage per power of 10 gold bars owned in sailing. Extra 63% damage from that one. Socrates gives an extra 10% all stat, strength, agi, wisdom, luck. Very, very good. We have the True Lantern, gives us 15% total damage per power of 10 particles owned in Atom Collider. So the more atoms you get, the more damage you get. That is all for sailing. We will go check divinity. So damage aside, real quick, if you're pushing portals, this basically, in a sense, doubles your damage. Not really, the math doesn't play out like that, but you will get 2 times more kills for pushing portals, so this is very good. The minor link bonus actually gives you the 262 total damage for being linked to this. Minor link gives you extra talents for talents above level 1, so that pushes your talents further. We have total damage from the blessing here. It costs gaming particles or bits. Get your total damage up. We have more total damage for atom particles. Gives you extra total damage percent. We go to our gaming palette here. Maroon 4 gives us 1.45 total damage for all players. Very, very good. If we go up to the slab, we get total damage percent for, each 10 items from the Rubik. What was it called? Rubble Cubble artifact. Gives us that 1500%. So always get as many items as you can get. Once again, I have been slacking. There's things I can definitely get. Prism Charm. These Prism Charms give you a 1.2 total damage. Right here, this one does. I don't think. This increases winter bonuses. This doesn't directly affect damage, but increases your winter bonuses, which we'll go over in a second. And it will give you more damage. And then we have the Beanstalk over here on the right, which gives you... I'm not going to deep dive into this, but the more you increase this and the more you drop on this, at the 1,000,000 stack, the 10,000 stack, all of that will increase your golden food effect. I'll take a peek at farming here. I clicked on the wrong thing. I need to click on this guy. Gives us 21,000 damage for crops found. So the more crops you find, the more your damage goes up. And then the winter bonuses, right? This is huge. The 207 total damage right here. The multiplier, very good. There's a couple other winter bonuses in here that will boost your stuff, like the meal bonuses, ballot bonus, all the things that we have covered so far. This will give you more, like the 43% all stat right here. Will all boost your damage. And then there is one upgrade in here that gives you direct damage. Whims of the Tide gives total player damage. The multiplier, very good. World 7, I'm still getting used to. I've been playing very AFK since World 7s came out, but there are things to look out for sure. I'll have to click around a good bit. So Mr. Minehead, total damage right here from Bronzehead. This is the first enemy. We have 1% damage weapon power. So you get extra weapon power damage. The gallery, the name tags, the trophies. Somebody else could probably tell you a little bit better than I can. I still haven't studied this all the way, but we do get extra damage multi from Gladiator for your slots. There is a whole lot you can do in here, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know how to tell you. Just get your trophies, get your name tags. It'll push you further. There are name tags I can point out that will give you more. I'm gonna hide this. I need to walk away. There we go. Walked a little too far. I know some of these give damage. 4th anniversary. So if you didn't get the 4th anniversary, it sucks to suck, but you get 14% damage multiplier from that. We get 60% damage bonus from Lovely Day. And there's other name tags that will give you more damage, way more than what I have. So just keep an eye out for when those are in the gym shop. This isn't switched. You can tell how long it's been since I've been on, but apparently lava hasn't been on that long either. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I have not been fully invested in Idleon recently. I do know a good bit about the game. I've gotten late World 7. If y'all do have any questions, you can always let me know. I can ask them to the best of my abilities. There's some of the stuff that I don't know, like the pay to win side. I just click buttons and I press buttons and I push. That is it. And even then, like I said, I haven't been playing as much recently. So there you go. We do have Wellness, but the legend talents will give you extra stuff. So the super talent, it will give you sorry. This gives you super talents to put into these. We'll go through these real quick. Super talent points give 50% more levels to talents than they normally do. Let's say percent. 50 plus. So your talents are boosted. It gives you more in those. More in those talents. Double ain't enough. Extra statues and gold food drops. This is good for pushing damage, not directly, but it gives you more drops, which will help your statues and gold food numbers go up. This one's really, really good. Medusian Appetite, 1500 total golden food bonus. This boosts your beanstalk and what you're wearing on your character. Always, always good. Gold food bonus is a late game major thing for damage. Wow. So the Prism Bubbles and Exalted Stamps bonus is higher. This is more good for the Prism Bubbles, the multipliers that we put them on. Not as much the Exalted Stamps, but it is good for the Prism Bubbles boosts. If you have one a damage bubble boosted with a Prisma bubble. I just realized while clicking through Wellness here that we forgot a couple of things. So going back to Rift, the Eclipse Skulls, for every a billion kills you get on different monsters, you will get a damage boost. So you can see I have all these skulls right here, right, are the Eclipse Skulls. That's what you want to get in your death note, not here, not on your card screen, but in your death note. If you get a billion kills, you will get damage boost per monster. So you want to kill each monster a billion times, you'll get 5% multiplicative damage. Mine's up to 400%. Infinite star signs. This boosts your star signs and keeps them all active, so that gives you extra bonuses. I'm not going to go through the star signs because this video is already getting long enough. Do your star signs, look them up, get them done. Gives you an extra damage boost. Vial Mastery. So each gold crown vial you have, which is a 13th and final vial, you upgrade for a billion sources. Now gives you a boost to all vial bonuses. So this more than doubles my vial bonuses that we went over. You can also unlock the ruby cards to get a higher level card. Boost your damage there. And I completely forgot about the hole. So this is going to be a mess. So all the monuments give you some extra damage. So on the Bravery Monument, we get 8,861 damage for all characters. That can boost your damage. It's not usually what you want to push here, but it does give you a lot of damage, so it's very worth it. You can see I'm a little greedy for damage. My levels in this should probably be put in something else that I might have had an option to do, but I'm greedy for damage. If we go, I'm gonna look at this. One of these gives you something, doesn't it? Justice Monument. I don't know if it gives you damage. I don't have anything here that even affects my damage at all. Look at these massive jars, bro. I have not been playing. I have not been playing. I'm the wrong person to teach y'all. This is crazy. Okay, I don't even know what jars those are. Whole jar. It's a 0%. Oh, well, I got one. That's crazy. Well, I realize I keep forgetting stuff. Gambit just showed me that we also have the clickers. There is nothing else here that gives us damage, right? Okay, our clickers, right? So, Poppy, Bubba, and Orion, right? base damage, total damage. This is very good for damage. It boosts both. Gives you some all stat. Orion's probably the best for damage specifically. We have Poppy, which gives us 390% total damage. Then we have Bubba, that gives us 72% total damage. And I suck at Bubba. I'm not anywhere close to probably any of you. Okay, back to the hole, because I keep slipping up. We have the fountain, which you can see I have not clicked on in a while, which is really, really bad. We have boost damage for all characters by 7 times. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Actually, we will do this as much as we can just for funsies. I don't remember my hole being this fast. Interesting. So that just boosted us by a good couple mil right there. So out of everything that we've boosted during this video, this has done the absolute most. Very, very good. If we change waters here, I have not gotten far. These don't really boost your damage as much. This one does, so we should get some more damage out of that. Orion boost, right? You get more feathers. You can push him further. Pretty good. Probably shouldn't be marbleizing these, but I haven't been playing. That's fine. Do your fountain. Don't be like me. Click on your fountain every now and then if you're not actively pushing it. Don't play this game like I do. You'll never get anywhere. It's exactly where I'm hard stuck, where I am now. Making sure I didn't skip over anything else again. There might actually be some damage at the boss here in World 6. Deathbringer, Equinox, Gaming Bits. No. Okay, so no damage here either. Make sure to keep up with your account. Keep pushing, guys. It's a long grind, especially for free-to-play players. Just keep doing what you can. Keep pushing. If I missed anything, write it down in the comments because I about skipped a whole lot. This video is going to be a lot longer than I ever imagined, but I'll see you guys in the next one. See you.